But you guessed it. Hi, oh my gosh. Hello, cheers, bitch squad. Do you know how much I love you and how just fucking pumped I am to be hanging with you again? Welcome, because bitch, you guessed it. We're going to get into it. If you're new here, welcome. If you are not new here, welcome. I am Shanti Tag. Cheers. Cheers, moment. Oh my God, this is warm water and it is just like soothing my soul. Today, I want to talk to ooh, shit. I almost had a minor beatboxing moment, but I decided to spare you all. But it was threatening. Could you feel it? Okay. I wanted to talk about, and I want to talk about something that's so fucking near and dear to me. Addiction around the holidays, and addiction in spirituality. Okay. Now, addiction in the holidays, you know, maybe this is something you've considered, heard people talk about, you've talked about it yourself, maybe you experienced this yourself. But one of the things that I think is such a misstep in addiction work is addiction and spirituality. So in traditional kind of like AA, there is a spiritual aspect, a religious aspect in that, which may or may not be your jam. I don't work with AA, but I'm not knocking it, okay? If that works for you, fucking brilliant. Keep her going. This could just be supplemental, or you could take it or leave it. Remember, this is your experience, your responsibility for your own experience. If there's something I'm saying that you don't enjoy, that is okay. Move on or stay and learn about yourself, right? Because, oh my gosh, do we not learn when we're uncomfortable? And that's really at the root of this jibber jabber sesh today around addiction around the holidays, and the holidays, on the holidays, around the holidays, and addiction in spirituality. Okay, so addiction is something I know well personally and professionally. Professionally, years ago, I worked hand in hand with naturopaths and also psychiatrists. So psychiatrists are the people that dish out medication. It's kind of like your crack dealer, but I was so thankful to actually be working with like high vibe people of integrity, like psychiatrists of integrity that weren't just interested in handing out medication, that were actually interested in getting their patients off of medication, especially when it just like it wasn't it any longer. Yeah. So I'm so thankful for that, and you know who you are. And you know, naturopaths and other herbal professionals. I am not, although I know a lot about it. I will always lean into, until, you know, further notice, I will typically lean into, on a professional level, someone else to provide that service for, kind of like, the recipe, the herbal recipe, or whatever the recipe might be, if there is a recipe. Okay. All right. For a client or even myself. Previously, I've had many addictions in my own life, many addictions, and it's not all like, they weren't always like traditional, meaning like, I was addicted to booze or da 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 da. I had a lot of, there was a time, and I've talked about this before, where I was addicted to silence and to emotional repression. I felt like there was an edge that secrecy gave me. But really what I was doing is I was riding a high of cortisol. I was riding the high of turmoil and the chemistry that was created from that turmoil in my own system. And then my system became adapted to that particular recipe of chemistry. And so there's the habit that starts to form on a biological level, right? Like there's a depletion of a particular thing that my system is used to. So because that's part of my low-lying but foundational frequency, I'm going to subconscious until it's not create scenarios in which I get to fulfill fulfill the order, so to speak, right? Have another excuse to shove down my emotions, have another excuse to stay fucking silent. So I did that for many years for a variety of reasons that felt really justified, right? And it just wasn't. And, you know, there were substances and this, that, and the other. But at the end of the day, the issue was around communication and blocks in the heart and the throat chakra. Communication. Also, now if this is ringing a bell, amazing, welcome. But let's go into more traditional, like smoking, drinking, anything kind of oral fixation. You're typically looking at some dysfunction within family relation. And so this starts to really kind of like get revealed around holidays. If holidays are your jam and you go hang out with people like family that you may not have the greatest relationship with, or you haven't seen in a while, and then kind of some stuff resurfaces from childhood. This could be subconscious, meaning like, I don't know, but here's the behavior, or conscious, where you're just like making some weird choices because you're fully aware that there's shit going on, okay? So that might be something to take note of. Like, are you eating? Do you eat more? Do you eat less? Just kind of like do a little self-psychology. You don't want to like dive in too deep, meaning like, you know, this is about, this conversation right now is about observation and not about judgment or even really trying to alter anything. This is like step one, so to speak, of observation. When you're around your family or other people during the holidays in particular, what is your behavior? Do you feel a tightness in the belly, in the heart, in the throat? Do you feel free to speak honestly and courageously? Are you overextending? Do you go silent? What's the behavior, okay? And then from there, notice your consumption. Are you smoking? Are you drinking? Are you eating more? Are you eating less? Do you feel uncomfortable eating around people, okay? So again, we're not judging. We're not even trying to alter anything. This is just awareness, bringing an invitation to bring some awareness around what might be going on. Now, if you're somebody who like just straight up like, yeah, dude, I'm addicted to fucking booze or whatever the thing is, and when I'm around my family, it gets wild, and my family gets wild, and they're all fucking addicted too, okay? Again, this isn't like, let's try to change that right this second, okay? Let's just bring awareness to it. And if you're a person who's having awareness around that, congratulations. Okay, good. We're just gonna bring awareness to it, okay? Because the last thing anyone really needs is guilt and fucking shame, because that will not get anyone anywhere healthy for an extended period of time, okay? It might work for a moment. And, you know, I definitely subscribe to taking accountability in the kind of like journey of health, right? Taking accountability for your actions, taking accountability for all the shit, but in a way that's like, you know, you dip in, you eradicate, and then you fucking transform, okay? We don't need to like beat the drum of stuff, all right? All right, so big thing, big invitation when you're around people, around your family, potentially, what is the consumption behavior of yourself and maybe around others? This can be like a fun little game to play too, where you just kind of witness, like, typically we know when someone's not speaking up or if they feel uncomfortable. Typically, you know, so kind of like, you know, just gaze around, see what's up. What are people doing? Are they drinking more? Are they drinking less? Are they eating more? Are they smoking? You know, what is it? Do they just not show up? Because I kind of support that move too. You know, here's the thing. If you know damn well that you get fucking triggered being around your family, is it the healthiest choice right now? Especially if you're a person who might be partaking in a particular addictive behavior that's not really working for you, that might not be healthy. Is that the healthiest move, to go be around people that you know damn well are going to trigger you? And please believe it's not their job to change. It's your job to change. If you don't like something, it's your job to change. So that's the invitation to consider. It's just like, I do this and I go here, but do I even fucking enjoy it ever? Is it ever like actually a healthy move? Now people, the circumstance can change, but again, like what have you changed to bring something new to the table in order to, you know, affect the whole dynamic? And maybe you have, maybe you've done the work, but if you're hearing this and you're like, wait a minute, I go and I fucking don't like it every time, and it's like turns into a shit show every time, like, do I really need that? The answer is no, you don't. Now, whether you go or whether you don't, that's totally your fucking choice, right? And it might, and if you choose no, you know, it might be an unpopular choice because you're doing something different. And if people around you or the people in your family or whatever, see you changing and they're not changing in their own way, it's very uncomfortable because you highlight something of importance that they are probably or have been avoiding looking at. And so you highlight that for them. Okay, I do. Guess how much I do that in my life. Can I get a cheers? When you start making healthy fucking moves, the people that have been participating in the unhealthy behavior are not going to be supportive. Potentially, most likely. On one hand, they'll be like, yeah, I want you to thrive. I care about you, blah, 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 blah. But not if it means if you change. I really want you to get healthy, da, da, da. But not if it means that you change. You know, if people aren't doing the work themselves, I see this in couples all the time, especially if like there's one person like kind of, you know, participating in addiction in a couple dynamic, and maybe the other person is participating in like a cheerleader to that addiction, and the person gets healthy and sober or whatever the case is, but then the other person isn't doing the work that they could be doing to change their life in their relationship with themselves. It's just a shallow, I care about you and want you to be happy, but not if it means things change. Okay, I see this all the fucking time. And so this 100% can come up in family. So maybe you are newly sober or have newly changed your life in a way that makes you just like more of you, which is different, you know? You potentially will be rubbing people in a way that they might not like, and they might get vocal or express that particular piece to you. So now what do you do? Okay. Let's say you go to the family function and this is all going down. People notice that you're different and they're not really liking it, or shit's weird. Like, why? I get this often. Like, well, what do you mean you don't drink? Yeah, I don't drink. I'm good. That's good. We're good. You can drink. That's fine. You know, but what? You know, people have some have had a very challenging time with the fact that I don't fucking drink. Sorry, I'm still real wild and have a lot of fun. I don't need it. Okay. I used to participate in that particular way, and it just didn't get me anywhere. It wasn't a match, right? Okay, so addiction and the holidays. Let's say you're balls deep in it. I always like to have, or invite people to have like kind of like this exit route. Even if it's like I'm going to go to the bathroom and splash water on my face or in my hands under cold water, take 3 long deep breaths or more. Block the right nostril, do the left nostril breathing to soothe your shit. Or if you notice like this kind of oppressive feeling coming over you because you're not maybe expressing yourself and you're like, oh fuck, here I am again. Go to the bathroom, block the left nostril, breathe in and out very slowly through the right nostril. And that kind of like recalibrates and activates the the Pingalanati, like hello, which is the sun, the solar energy. It's kind of more masculine, more energized, very active, right? So that can kind of like light a fire under your butt. So you kind of potentially snap out of where you are. The cold water on the hands and face really can, again, do a whole lot. I mean, cold water is a whole other yogic teaching and why it's beneficial to be in cold water. But those are some of my favorite exit routes, right? It's just like stop, drop, take fucking 5, okay? Take a moment, maybe before you drink the wine or the beer or whatever, or go have the cigarette, go to the fucking bathroom first. Do the cold water. take some breaths. Maybe even make a little with the water on so like people aren't hearing you, or maybe let them fucking hear you, okay? So those are tips. And maybe some of you are watching going like, well, what the fuck is this? Like, how is that gonna help me? I'm telling you right now, it'll help. Even if it's just for a moment. That moment of doing something different, of making a new choice, can fucking impact so much for so many, okay? I know it doesn't seem like the end all be all answer. Like, oh my God, all of a sudden I am no longer addicted to shit, okay? That's not what this video is about. This video is like, how do I fucking get through the holidays if I am participating in addictive behavior, or I'm around people that are participating in addictive behavior and it's fucking triggering to me? Take a time out. Take a deep breath. Take multiple deep breaths. Take many different types of deep breaths, okay? Right nostril, left nostril, all of it. Just take a moment and remember that you are in command. You are the center point of attraction of all things unfolding in your life. You are the game maker. You get to leave. You get to stay, whatever, okay? And another really interesting thing that comes up around the holidays, oftentimes with family, is the oral fixation. And anyone who has a addiction that is oral based is, I mean, this sounds so kind of cliche, but so much of it has to do with like relationship with mother. Or you could look at it like nurturing as an infant and what went on there, and the ability to speak and communicate openly and honestly, or how you witnessed other people in your life speak openly and honestly, okay? And that's a big fucking unpack, and there are so many fucking tools to go into that can be so helpful, but that it really is for like a one-on-one sesh. But this is for you for today, and then we're gonna go into spirituality in just a second here. You know, the stop, drop, take fucking 5 is literally a gold mine, because you break a fucking cycle. You put a pause and then a redirect. It's a total fucking pause redirect, which is monumental. I hope that's helpful. If you have any like personal concerns or anything like that, pop it in the comments, and I will do my best to answer and support you however I absolutely can. But yeah, holidays, no joke. The biggest tool I can give you right now, again, is just to kind of observe where you are, observe where other people in your life are. Just try to make healthy choices as best you can. And if you don't see a healthy choice, that's like take 5 in the bathroom. That's a healthy choice. And if you drink, you drink. And if you smoke, you smoke. We're not judging that. But before you do that, see if you can just take the 5 minutes in the bathroom to breathe and pause and reset, and then make your choice. And it's all good, okay? We're not here to judge. Okay, let's cheers. All right, spirituality and addiction. Addiction is the flip side to devotion. The most dedicated and devotional spiritual practitioners I've ever met are all addicts. If you are someone who is addicted to stuff, behaviors, substance, whatever, I am here to tell you that you, my dear, hold a key and magical ingredient within you, and that's devotion. The addiction is just devotion inverted, okay? The self-soothing, the reaching for the shift, the reaching for this, that, or the other. It's really just reaching for something more. Whether you're saying I'm reaching for relief or whatever the case is, it's really just I'm reaching for more. I know there's more. Why can't I have something different? Whatever the narrative might be. That is your heart and your soul reaching, longing. And the brain hasn't quite caught up yet to what's available. And that's okay. That's okay. We're not here to judge, okay? We're not here to judge. But I hope this can be a really wonderful and supportive thing to hear. Whenever I've worked with people like balls deep in really treacherous addictions, this particular reframe around addiction has just really moved mountains for people, because they see that what they're doing isn't so far off. It's really not. You're reaching for your soul to feel alive. You're reaching for relief. You're reaching for a moment of whatever you might think love feels like, or self-soothing feels like, or whatever. Okay? Oftentimes. Okay? Gets inverted, and that's unhealthy. Okay? The flip side is devotion. You know, and your soul knows, and your heart knows damn well that there is so much more for you in this life. You just haven't quite stepped on the path, and then that causes fucking turmoil and suffering and fuck. I know. It sucks so bad. I know. It's painful. I get it. I hope this lands with you in a way, if you're somebody who's in it right now. Dude, the most badass yoga practitioners, the most badass meditators, the most badass guides for other people, the most badass public inspirational speakers I've ever met, my own mentors, previously were addicted to some shit. And then they were able just to reframe, of course, we don't want to leave out detox, okay? I'm not really going into that, but, please believe this is something it would behoove you to have support in. Have a fucking team. If you're addicted to a substance, you got to detox with support, okay? That's my professional opinion, is that it is going to be important for you to get support detoxing if that's something that you want to do. But it doesn't stop there. Okay, and that's why I do the emotional health and the Kundalini yoga, because what happens is when you're having this pattern, you have one kind of like super highway lit up and paved, and it's ready to go. So that's the obvious direction that you're going to go all the time, because all the other neural pathways, it's like there's roadblocks or the road is closed, right? Road closures, right? So what happens is when we do the emotional health work and we pair it with Kundalini yoga, what's happening is we're going to shut down this road and we're going to open up all these other roads. So there's going to be easier, very clear new choices for you to say yes to, okay? Because it's tricky. Yes, you choose to do the thing. That's a choice. We can't bypass that, even in addiction. That's a choice. But I know damn well if I'm not having the new neural pathway lit up before me, I'm not seeing a whole lot of other ways I can go with this thing, okay? So I get it, right? I get it. That's why we do the emotional health work. It's why we do the Kundalini yoga, to carve out and highlight the new roads for you to travel down. And that will put you smack dab in the middle of your purpose. And then from there, you transition from addiction to devotion. And it is next level, next fucking level. And how this pertains to like paranormal and, all the psychic medium stuff that I do as well is, all of the, oftentimes I've seen, people are having visitations or they're perceiving stuff in a way that maybe other people aren't perceiving. And that's a gift, right? How do I fucking handle my gift? That happened to me. How do I handle a gift? How do I quiet the voices? And then you're told you're crazy or whatever the case is. It's like, no, honey, that's a gift. That's a gift. Let's dial all this, and then let's highlight that to see how it can benefit you and potentially benefit other people, okay? I've talked about this other piece before where it's like, the turmoil that we hold on to by that, habitual low-lying behavior will potentially tether our soul to the planet. So if you're a person who's watching this, or somebody that is, let's encourage one another to go like, yeah, dude, you know what? You're right. There is more. I know that you're reaching out to soothe yourself, for relief, or whatever or even to like escape this particular reality over here, because you're right. There's more. It's just the blinders are on right now. So let's start to let's invite ourselves to all peel back the blinders even more. okay? And support one another in this holiday season, not to judge, just to observe. And observe in a loving way. Observe yourself in a loving way. Observe others in a loving way. And know that you are in command. You are at the center point of attraction for your own life experience. And again, addiction is just the flip side to fucking devotion. And devoted people are the people that change the planet for fucking the best. The fucking best. Some of the best people I know. No joke. Including me. All right, so I hope this lands with you well. This is a little bit more heart-driven, more passionate, a little bit more serious, but I felt like it's been coming up in my business and coming up in the forefront in my own life and what I'm witnessing, and I just hope that this is a nice go-to for y'all. You know, stop, drop, and go watch YouTube in the bathroom. I mean, why not, right? Oh, we gotta go. Would you look at the time? I mean, dude, there's things that I have done to like get out of stuff before I had the courage to be like, yeah, no, this isn't a match. You don't have to change for me, but I'm gonna change, so bye, right? Because we'll get there. You'll get there, right? I'm there. I did that today. I do it all the time. Do it all the time, right? And it's met with mixed reviews, but hey, it's like, you're fucking welcome. I'm not asking you to change. I'm just saying I'm not going to stick around for shit that isn't healthy for me. Yeah? All right. So much love to you all. Fuck yes. Satnam. Mwah! Blessed be.